And joining us today in our Book Talk segment, great to welcome a woman who's written a really interesting book. It's called The Alpha Woman Meets Her Match, How Today's Strong Women Can Find Love and Happiness Without Settling. We're joined today by Dr. Sonya Rhodes from up in the great city of New York. And Dr. Rhodes, good to have a chance to chat with you. How are you today?
Me too. I'm good. I'm very good.
Had a chance to read through the book, and as a guy, I think I learned something from it. I know it's geared toward women, but I think guys can learn something from it too.
Oh, I'm thrilled. I hope a lot of guys read this book, because it's not just about women's roles, it's about men's roles too. It's about the whole change in the culture and some of the changes for men and for women.
Yeah, we always heard the term alpha male, but you don't always associate that with women, but obviously they're out there.
I know, but let's just put it in social context. 45% of household income is contributed by women. In 97% of the cities in the United States, and that is not just on the east and west coast, that is across the United States, single college-educated women under the age of 30 are not only closing the wage gap, but they are making more money than men. And more women are graduating from college and graduate school. So we have a whole new generation of women who I call alpha women. They're just basically, it's another name for strong, dominant, assertive women who move into leadership roles. These women are on the scene because of all the economic and social changes. The alpha woman of the past, what you said about alpha women usually alpha paired with woman is not necessarily a good thing. Mm-hmm. The alpha woman of the past had a bad reputation. She was considered very domineering, bossy, even bitchy, and that's because there was really no role for her. She was outside the mainstream of what we defined as female, so she was out of character, and with that, she got a lot of slamming. But today, these alpha qualities that women have incorporated from, basically that they're male qualities as well as female qualities. So women are more well-rounded. They're not just responding to prescribed roles. They are responding to a broader base of gender-neutral behavior. Because women before were thought to be ladylike, gentle, nurturers. Today, the spectrum of alpha-beta behavior is much broader for both men and women. So alpha women have come out of the penalty box, and they are in the mainstream. They're no longer the exception.
Yeah, I think you kind of brought it up there that in the past, alpha woman, like you said, could be seen as bossy or even bitchy in the workplace, and they're taking on what they thought maybe was to be in charge, had to be like a guy or a man, and that didn't go over as well. Obviously, you don't have to be that way to be in charge, right?
All right, and also kind of alpha qualities don't have to be extreme. We're not talking about extreme qualities. We're talking about male and female qualities that are well within the range of normal women who are dominant, who are leaders, who are strong, who are authoritative, who carry with themselves a decisiveness and who like to be in charge. But that doesn't mean that they're going to be, throwing everybody under the bus. Doesn't mean that they're going to be rolling over people. It just means that they're going to step up to the table. They're going to be heard. They're going to be strong at home, possibly at work. But their personalities are mixed. They're not all alpha. And in the book, I'd actually describe the alpha-beta continuum for men and for women, making behavior just gender-neutral, not specific to men or women. And you can take the quiz and actually find out what the mixture, and everybody's a mixture, of your alpha-beta qualities are, and how that will influence the kinds of choices you have around relationships.
Yeah, you have, I think, 100 different statements that people can go through, and you kind of ask yourself these questions, and at the end of that, add them up, and you can kind of tell if you're alpha or more beta, right?
Exactly. And you're really going to find out what your alpha-beta ratio is, because you're not going to be all or one. You're not going to be all or the other. You're going to be a combination thereof. And the alpha-beta combinations give you an indication of what parts of yourself you need to strengthen, or what kind of partners you should be looking for. Because an alpha woman who goes after an alpha man for a partner who might be an exciting partner for her, and she might think that he is the kind of guy she should be paired with, is probably not going to be the best partner for her. He's going to be too power-oriented, and she's going to be power-oriented, so they're going to both end up in some kind of a battle for power, and it's not going to work out. So the woman, the alpha woman, is probably going to be drawn to what I call the beta man, and he is a great partner for an alpha woman because he is supportive, he is respectful of the alpha woman, he looks up to her, she supports him as well as he supports her, and they have a working partnership. He's a better teammate for her. He's somebody who will parent, partner, and pull his own weight, and he has to have a very strong ego because he's going to be with a strong woman, so he's not going to be threatened by her, and he will be a partner who respects and will support her goals.
Yeah, the premise, and a good portion of the book is for the alpha woman to, they're trying to find a relationship. How they can do that, and that is one of the problems, right? So that type of personality, it sometimes puts men off. So you have to kind of find the guy that can mesh with that, right?
Right. I think alpha women, come into their 30s. They've been focusing on their careers, they're independent, they're very strong people, and then they think, okay, I really want to get married. Most women want to get married. Not all women, but a lot of women do. Mm-hmm. And then they run up against, okay, who's going to be the appropriate partner for them? And they also worry about whether they've missed the boat, whether they've waited too long to get married, whether they have to settle for the wrong kind of guy just to settle down. And when I did some of the research on this, that is totally untrue, and nothing would be further from the truth, because the women between the ages of 30 and 45 are actually getting married at a higher rate than any other group of women. And not only are they getting married at a higher rate, but they are staying married longer, and they also have a less chance. For every year that they delay marriage, they have diminished their chances of getting divorced. So the alpha woman does have some complicated relationship issues that she needs to tackle, and one of the main ones is that she has to look in the right direction for a partner. She has to give up the alpha male as her partner, and has to think about the beta male, who's really a good guy and is not the wimp of the he's not the wimp of the 70s. Just as the alpha woman is not the bitch, he's not the wimp. So we have a whole new social order, so to speak. We have a whole new gender-neutral social environment, which challenges some of the narrow definitions of sexual role behavior.
Well, that's good news. You've always heard that statistic, and a lot of women are always worried about it. They're not married by 25 or 30. They thought it was over. So that's good news.
Oh, I know. That is just so old. That is so old. That is so distorted by the news. Just the good news is women are getting married older and older, and they're staying married longer. So that really is just, those statistics are for another era. Things have changed in the whole social scene. We have a whole new culture. It's been actually a seismic change in the culture, and we're slowly accommodating to that and understanding how that's impacting on relationships.
Have you found in your research, Doctor, that men are kind of interested in this study as well? I mean, are they?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, the whole beta-alpha continuum is as applicable to men as it is to women. In fact, the other day we had a little party with some children over, and I introduced them as alpha betas in training. They were 10, 8, 6, and 4, 2 boys and 2 girls. And they were, the whole culture is changing. About 80 to 90% of young people expect to have an egalitarian relationship. They don't expect to have the breadwinning husband and the at-home wife. They expect to share the at-home responsibilities and children, and also financial responsibilities. It's just a whole new world that people are just catching up with. Yeah. And that's what interested me in writing the book, because I thought there was a seismic change in the culture. Women were on the rise in many areas that they had not been and dominant in before, and that it was affecting the dynamics of relationships and affecting men too.
Well, it's a fascinating topic, and we've just kind of touched the surface. It's called The Alpha Woman Meets Her Match. We've been talking with Dr. Sonya Rhodes today. And, Doctor, I know it just came out this week, but give out a website and get a hold of the book.
It did. Actually, today is Pub Day, so we're very excited. We're doing a lot of publicity. The book is available in stores. It is in audio, hardback, and Kindle versions, and you can get it in any bookstore and on Amazon or Barnes & Noble, and we're so excited about it because really we think it's going to be a book that both men and women are going to want to read.
Great. Doctor, pleasure talking to you for a few minutes. Please keep in touch with us, and love to have you on again sometime. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you so much.